Hi, this is Creighton from Orange HRM, here to show you another tutorial. In this video, we'll be learning how to create bi-weekly timesheets inside Orange. Let's start off by navigating to the Time module, selecting Timesheets, and choosing My Timesheets. Once to this page, we can now start creating a new timesheet. Please select Create Timesheet on the top next to the calendar icon. This will allow you to create a new timesheet for a week of your choosing. Once created, you can always reference back to this by selecting the week in the drop-down to the left. The status bar in the middle will also show if the timesheet's been submitted or not. Let's add time to this sheet. First, select the Edit button on the bottom right. Next, enter the project's name, if needed, and choose the activity on the left. If you've worked more than one project or activity that day, you can add an additional field by selecting the Add Row button at the bottom. If you need to remove a row, simply select the checkbox next to the said row and choose Remove Rows. The Copy Activities button will allow you to copy activities from a previous timesheet to the current one. This is best used if you work on multiple projects over multiple weeks. You can simply move the pre-filled activities to this new week with one button. The total duration of the time for that day can be found at the bottom of the page under the specified day. You can add a comment by selecting the speech bubble to the right of the time entered. Weekends are noted in gray. Times can still be added in this section of a weekend. If an employee is on holiday during the day of the week, it will also note as H for holiday. The employee can enter the time in this area regardless. Once a timesheet is completed, you can then submit or save it on the bottom right. Once you submit, your supervisor will be notified to view and approve this timesheet. If the timesheet is not of standards, the rejection will send the sheet back to you for corrections and resubmission. Now let's look at this from a detailed report view. Please note that this view is not a standard default view. Please speak with your implementation consultant to have this enabled. In this sheet, let's start by creating a new timesheet. Please select the Create Timesheet on the top next to the calendar icon. This will allow you to create a new timesheet for your week of your choosing. Once created, you can always reference back to this just like in the other sheet by selecting the week in the drop-down to the left. The status bar will also note if the timesheet has been submitted or not. Now let's add time to this sheet. You can choose which day you plan to enter time by selecting the day from the list to the left. Once you have a date selected, please enter the project's name, if needed, and choose the activity. If you worked on one or more projects or activities that day, you can add an additional field by selecting the Add Activity box. The total duration of time for that day can be found at the top of the page in a duration numbered text, and the activity detail can be found in a smaller number. Moving to the right, you can add a comment. You can also copy this activity in the same day if you have two separate times of working on that same project during that day, and remove the activity from that day. Please note that in these detailed timesheets, the information will track time based on entering two different times. Rather than entering the hourly time of each event, this will automatically total the time based on what time you started and stopped at. Just like in the summary report, weekends are noted in gray. This is again the same for holidays and if you go request leave for those days. Once a timesheet is complete, you can submit it or save it on the top right. Once you submit, your supervisor will be notified to view and approve this timesheet. Just as in summary reports, the timesheet can be rejected by an admin or a supervisor after submission. Timesheets can also be set up in a bi-weekly format, showing 2 weeks in one timesheet. If you are interested in having a bi-weekly setup, please let your implementation consultant know, as they can arrange this to be configured. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any further questions, please visit our website at orangehrm.com or contact us at info@orangehrm.com.